our next event of the evening will be the FX Caprara Honda Dirt Car Sportsman for their final point event of the 2018 racing season. This is the way they are going to go.
Just mark them real good for us.
23 cars called out for tonight's feature action. 20 laps will be the distance. Jamie Brown, the number 10B, and Addison Bowman's number 12 will be in row number 1. Row number 2 to the inside, George Sanford's number 25, and on the high side will be Eric Nyer in the number 34. Brian Hudson, the number 621, and Jordan Kelly's number 24 make up row number 3. Row number 4 to the inside, Jessica Power in the 52, and on the high side, that'll be Jack Meeks in the number 1 machine. Row number 5 to the bottom, Andrew Wren's number 415, and on the high side, that'll be Joel Hall in the 29J. Jared Herbison's number 38J and Dalton Rommel's number 41 make up row number 6. Row number 7, Jackson Gill, the number 60 is on the inside. Anthony Stockman's number 57 will be on the outside. The David Rogers number 44 and Justin Gadbaugh's number 18 are back in row number 8. Row number 9, it'll be Taylor Caprara, the number 21, and Kyle Sharp in the number 12S. The Dustin Hutton number 7D and Gavin Isley's number 18E make up row number 10. Row number 11, Derek Webb, the 66W. Greg Henry's number 15 will be alongside, and rounding out the field will be the Trevor Halliday, number 23T. Down into turn number 3 and 4. 2 by 2, they get ready to turn the ponies loose off turn number 4. And looks like we're going to get a no start. Get ready to go back to green, and we got one car up in the air, and green flag is in the air as they work off turn number 4. One car out of shape midway down the backstretch. That's the 25 of George Sanford with a flat tire, and he's going to drive back out on the racetrack, immediately headed back towards the pit area. And Sanford's going to stop right up on top of the racetrack, so caution flag is going to have to come out.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Car top of turn 3. Yellow, turn 3. Stay single file, please. Single file.
Well, caution flag going to come out. Elected to go back to the inside here as we get ready to go back to green flag. Outside him, Addison Bowman in that number 12. So the front row stays the same as we get ready to restart here. Eric Nyer dropping back to number 4 spot. Jordan Kelly able to take a spot from him before the caution flag coming out. So down into turn number 3 and 4 they will go. Brown's going to fire the throttle right there in the middle of Speedway. Green flag is in the air. Oh, we got one car up against the wall. And a lot of cars getting together coming off turn number 4. A big hit up against the concrete wall.
Red flag, red, red.
Looks like the 12 of Addison Bowman, one of the cars involved in that caution over here in turn number 4. Can't tell who the other vehicle is up against the concrete wall, but a couple of Sportsman cars
34
up against the wall. That is Eric Nyer backed into the wall over there. There's a couple of cars, hard hits over there.
Swim the pits. Way to go.
Track safety lights going off. We get ready to go back to green. I'm getting yelled at by Brian Haggerty down here. I got to keep we get ready to go back at it one more time. These guys doubled up. One lap is in the book. Green flag will wave once again off turn number 4. Off turn number 1 and 2, they will go. Jamie Brown out in front of the field. He'll take him up turn number 2 down the backstretch. Head towards turn number 3 and 4. One car slow all the way over here in turn number 1 and 2. Car slow to the top side of the racetrack. So yellow flag got to come out one more time.
Single file, please. Single file.
12S.
Single file.
12S of Kyle Sharp to the top side of the racetrack, rolling to a stop over there. All right, a WD Bach, Ivy, and LaFleur Construction, number 10B out in front of the field.
1 is your leader. Fire first, please.
And my apologies, the leader is Jack Meeks at this point. So Jack Meeks choosing to go to the outside of the racetrack in that number 1. So the field doubled up 2 by 2 by side again down into turn number 3 and 4. Keep an eye on Meeks on the outside and Jamie Brown on the bottom of the racetrack. Jack Meeks looking to fire first. He'll bring him off turn number 4, but Jamie Brown's going to come right back to the inside. And Brown looking for the lead down to turn number 1 and 2. So Jamie Brown back out in front, but here comes Jack Meeks to the outside of the Speedway, and Andrew Wren now comes to the bottom of the racetrack. They'll go to turn number 3 and 4. Inside turn number 4, they will continue to battle as they work towards the front of the field. Brian Hudson, the next car in line as they work off turn number 4. Hudson down the front stretch, Dalton Rombo behind him with the number 52 of Jessica Power working outside him. Jared Herbison goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. They work off turn number 2 down the backstretch. That battle will continue. They swing into turn number 3 and 4 to the outside of the Speedway. Keep an eye on the top side of the racetrack all the way to the outside. That is the number 60 of Jackson Gill. Gill races around the outside. He'll get down in front of Jared Herbison. Number 38 gets in between him and Dalton Rombo down the backstretch. Jackson Gill just outside the top 5. Back down to the turn number 1 and 2. Side by side battle. Up the hill goes Meeks as they work off turn number 4. Jamie Brown gets right back in line, looks right at the back bumper as they'll go down into turn number 1 and 2. Andrew Wren trying to slide a nose underneath it, won't get it done. In turn number 2, Wren's going to push up the hill. 3 car lengths out in front, now 2 car lengths out in front of Brian Hudson. Hudson holding on to the 4 spot as they swing into turn number 3 and 4. Right now, Dalton Rombo rounding out the field in that number 41 machine, in that top 5 ride as they come racing down the front stretch. Jackson Gill outside him, and here comes the number 38 of Jared Herbison again. Herbison slides underneath the 60 over in turn number 2 down the backstretch. They will go. Able to hold him off this time. The number 60 of Jackson Gill comes right up to the back bumper of Dalton Rombo. Now he'll switch lanes, goes to the outside of the racetrack. They'll race around the top side, and it looks like Gill able to take the spot, but Dalton Rombo's going to race right back to the bottom of the racetrack. Yellow flag will wave. We got a car stop right in the middle of turn number 4. So yellow flag is going to wave once again.
Not taking it or taking it?
Nope, stay at 7.
60 of Gill. Slow down under yellow.
One car stopped all the way to the top of the Speedway over in turn number 4. The reason for the caution. The 29 of Joel Hall, the car that did stall down to the inside of the racetrack as we get ready to go back to racing action over at turn number 3 and 4. Meek's going to pound the throttle right about there. Green flag is back in the air. Meeks off turn number 2 to the top side of the racetrack, goes around the outside down the backstretch in front of Andrew Wren's number 415. They'll head towards turn number 3 and 4. Meeks right in the middle of the racetrack. Wren trying to close that bottom as they swing off turn number 4. Jackson Gill going to the high side of the racetrack with Dalton Rombo's number 41 on the bottom. Gill off the top side, goes to the outside. He'll climb into spot number 3. Jackson Gill started back in the 13th starting position, has worked his way up into the top 3 right now as they swing through turn number 3 and 4. Back up front, it continues to be Jack Meeks showing the way. Andrew Wren second, Gill third. 4th spot right now belongs to Dalton Rombo, followed by the 38J of Jared Herbison. Brian Hudson's number 621 as they work off turn number 2. Then it's Taylor Caprera, the 21, the 44 of David Rogers, and the 18 of Gavin Isley as they swing into turn number 3 and 4. Cross flags are up. We're going to be halfway home here down the front stretch. 3-car wide, middle of the field. Off turn number 2, they will race down the backstretch, and right now Jack Meeks looking to pull away and hide from this field and close out the season with a feature win here. Just past the halfway point, Meeks will bring him down the front stretch with a half a straightaway lead over the Andrew Wren number 415 and the 60 of Jackson Gill. Battle shaping up for spot number 4. Jared Herbison has it. Dalton Rombo wants it as they work off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Rombo not able to get close enough as David Rogers now works inside of Brian Hudson, takes that spot away, and David Rogers just outside the top 5. 1 car slow midway down the backstretch. That is the 23 of Trevor Halliday. Have to make sure he can clear the racetrack, and he will. Trevor Halliday able to clear the speedway. We're going to remain under green. Did we throw the... So the field doubled up one more time, ready to go back at it. 12 laps in the book, just 8 more to go here in your FX Caprera Honda Dirt Car Sportsman feature here tonight.
I don't know. Okay.
Getting ready to refire. Jack Meeks again, your leader, comes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Had a half a straightaway advantage over the field before that caution flag came out. He'll have to fire first over in turn number 3 and 4, and the green flag will be back in the air. Meeks goes to the top side. Andrew Wren tries to put a nose underneath him, can't do it. And a great move on the outside as Jared Herbison gets outside of Jackson Gill and takes over spot number 3. And here comes David Rogers. Rogers down to the bottom of the racetrack in number 34. He'll get within striking distance of Gill as they're down to turn number 1 and 2. Jack Meeks off the top of the speedway. Andrew Wren trying to hold off Jared Herbison down the backstretch. Gill trying to hold on to the number 4 spot with David Rogers about a half a car length back as they head to turn number 3 and 4. Gill tries to turn it off to the inside. Here comes the 44 of Rogers trying to get a nose underneath them. They'll be side by side down the front stretch. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Gill able to hold him off. The battle for spot number 4 as they're midway down the backstretch towards turn number 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Jack Meeks enjoying this battle as he pulls away from the field. 5 fingers up, 5 more laps to go as Jack Meeks comes racing down the front stretch. Meeks off turn number 2. Andrew Wren second. 3rd, Jared Herbison. 4th is Jackson Gill. The 5th spot belongs to David Rogers. And David Rogers knows this is just where I need to finish. He's not going to push it right now in that number 44. As they come racing down the front stretch, David Rogers just going to be very patient back there in that number 5 spot as they head down to turn number 3 and 4. But Jack Meeks out in front of the field, pulls him off turn number 4 again, opening up almost a full straightaway advantage over the field. Andrew Wren, a nice strong run in that number 2 spot. Chases him into turn number 1 and 2. Jared Herbison 3rd. Here comes Jackson Gill. Jackson Gill works to the outside of the racetrack. He'll come alongside of Jared Herbison. Herbison able to hold him off. David Rogers rounding out the top 5 cars as they swing off turn number 3 and 4. Parallel sticks are up. Just 1 more mile to go here for the Sportsman regular season as they work off turn number 4. Down to the turn number 1 and 2. Jackson Gill down to the bottom of the racetrack trying to get under Jared Herbison. Can't do it and loses about 2 car lengths on Herbison as they go to 3 and 4. White flag will be waving. Jack Meeks going to bring him down the front stretch. Andrew Wren again holding on to that number 2 spot. Jared Herbison the 3rd position as they swing into turn number 3 and 4. Jackson Gill chasing him, and now David Rogers gets to within about 2 car lengths as they work off turn number 2. But right now it is all Jack Meeks off turn number 4. Checkered flags are in the air. Jack Meeks is going to score the win. Following him home, it will be Andrew Wren in the 415. Jared Herson will be third. Fourth will be Jackson Gill. The fifth spot will go to David Rogers. Well, he's going to close out the 2018 season in victory lane. Your FX Caprera Honda Sportsman winner, here's Jack Meeks.
I didn't hear that. Do that again. Yeah, buddy. I drove 4
Jack Meeks with a happy family down here in victory lane. Jack, you took a few laps to put this thing out front, and then you were gone.
Yeah, the car felt real good tonight. The track was in excellent shape.
You drove this thing right around. You said a couple of restarts you had to survive right there. You and Andrew Wren had a good battle.
Yeah, I see when I started on the outside, I could see he could get underneath me, so I tried to take his lane away and get to the top as fast as I could in the corners.
Some people you want to thank, Jack?
Yeah, DeLine's Auto Body, Cook's Heating and Plumbing, and Integra Shocks. I'd like to thank them all, and thank all my family, and Jason, the crew chief.
And another victory here to close out the season.
Yeah, it feels good to finally get another one.
Congratulations. Jack Meeks is going to be your FX Caprera Honda Sportsman winner here tonight at Can-Am. And climbing out on the backside, your 2018 FX Caprera Honda Dirt Car Sportsman Champion is the number 44, David Rogers. David, congratulations, man. A long season.
Yeah, you ain't a kidding.
You bet. It's a lot of ups and downs this year, but you put this thing out front where you needed to be most of the year.
Yeah, you know, we've had a lot more ups and downs, and, you know, I've had a great race car all year, and coming from the back every week is tough. You know, anybody can win from up front.
The people you got to thank.
I got to thank Number One Speed Truck Accessories. Norm helps me a ton. Billy Dunn, Number One Speed Shock Service, Lakeside Outdoor Services, Race Service Center, John Schwander, Eddie, Ron Gamble for the help, my wife, my kid.
And how's it feel to be a champion once again?
Feels good. You know, we've only been doing this 3 years full time, so to have two of them is pretty good.
All right. Congratulations. David Rogers, your 2018 FX Caprera Honda Dirt Car champion here for the 2018 season.